What do you say to the men though in these situations? What is your advice to the men in these situations, these hard situations, whether they brought on themselves, they fucking ain't shit women, etc.? What do you say to the men that are having children that are doing poorly because they're in these circumstances? What is your advice to those men in those situations? Let me read this super chat and then we'll go JP 30 seconds, Aaron, and then all the fellas and the ladies can chime in that because I want to understand. We understand what we say about women. We say it every day. So now I want to understand, what do you say? Because that pool, I understand he wasn't a head coach, but we cannot exonerate all of them like them niggas want them kids and then be there for them, but the women are pushing them all away. JP, you know we know niggas that don't give a fuck about their kids.
Yeah, that's up to you.
Let me just read this. Let me read this super chat. And see, here's the thing. I'm not delusional. I'm not fighting for one side. I want to get understanding. So it's very important that y'all got all the stats and answers. I want to hear the answers to the men that aren't in their children's lives. All right. So give me 1 second. Let me read these super chats. God damn it. Did I read this one already? Yeah, I did. I read this one. I read this one too, right? This one. Jamal was popping with it to us. Black women, do you know you can choose your child's dad?
Yes.
No chaser with the $5 says blame the father because he was too much of a coward to take care of the seeds via neglect and abandonment. Damn. So they was fighting. They tried to drop Fantasy Island, but they were not successful. Anthony was popping with the $5 says, can single moms be too busy chasing degrees and wealth to actually raise and discipline their children? If so, why have kids before married? Lux was fighting hard for you, Fantasy. Harold was popping with this announcement. If a single mother raises a successful college graduate, she will heap the praise. But if she raises a deleter, she blames the dad. How does that work?
Always.
Snuggles with the $2 says, when it's white, it's right. In black eyesight. Get the fuck out of here. Martin Luther King tried to drop Fantasy. They improved with the $2 said the hood became the hood because black men, not black women. Adonis with the $5 says this new data point will be used to push the Project 2025 proposal, which basically criminalizes single motherhood. Don't shoot the messenger. Really? The Day and Pool with the $2 says convo is about black men, not black women. Take accountability, men. Billy Go Gruff with the $2 says, do you have an OnlyFans to run with your white hubby? Shout out to Creed, brought Fantasy back. Say your light was popping, my boy. Will says with the $20 says $10 for JP and $10 for Flora. And then Adonis brought JP back. And then they tried to kick Joseph. Will came back to drop Flora. She now had, you need at least 30 to bring Flora back. As Abe with the $12 says, that sounds bad, dad, to me. Stanisha with the $2 says, y'all keep acting like women don't gatekeep kids. Keith with the $2 says, he was never the head coach, Hamp. Okay. No chaser with the $5 says, so if the fathers would stop pumping and dumping, they would recognize their children. Damn Rolling Stone. As Abe with the $5 says, that is so stupid to qualify someone who disqualified themselves. Child support and visitation is separated by courts, Joe. See, the Palace with the town says, Joseph for president. Bring him back. Snuggles with the $2 says, who has the power in the court system, male or female?
Whoever got the money.
Adonis with the $5 says, why? Don't interrupt my super chats no more, y'all.
Sorry.
Adonis with the $5 says, why is 50% of black men who are childless responsible for the over 60% of single mothers? That math does not compute, brother. Hamp. Okay. Unpopular truth with the $5. Hamp, if they're not letting him be around by law, how can you blame the man? Now, if the law was in place, you could blame the men, but not with the law. Okay. The dating pool with the $2 says, how did stats for black men turn into black women bashing? Enos, shout out to you, bro. Been a number for 3 months. He says, the problem is, Hamp, I don't use some, so clarify that for me. Of these mothers have multiple head coaches. You have a Pookie up here giving you game. JP, think about it. It can get the cat, just buy you a drink. Ladies, stop the self-destruction. Salute to Cellulite Podcast at $20 says he's still stupid. His break ain't over. JP, get out of here. Damn.
Man.
The Red Power Ranger with the $5 says, Hamp, these men don't be leaving. They were never there in the first place. Okay. Those men should have never been an option. Okay. Jamal with the $5 says, men would rather create another family with a woman he respects than try to father a kid with a woman he despises. Good God Almighty. Aaron. So there's a lot to unpack, especially with the super chats. I think it was actually great that we read them before we tried to answer the question. And again, Aaron, you know enough to know I'm asking clarifying questions and thought challenge provoking questions to see if we can get some different results during the conversation. Right? We know the stats. We heard them before. So Aaron, what say you to the men who are not in their kids' lives for several reasons? And we can also acknowledge the point that those reasons may be out beyond their control, a portion of it.
I'll be brief. Live on your feet. Die on your feet. Don't die on your knees, though. Get your shit together, my son. If you're going to pull the community down, contemplate that while taking a good long walk off a very short pier. Otherwise, get your shit together and produce. That's simple. You don't have to make it to the top, but you must do your best and stop fucking us up.
Damn. Okay. Die on your feet, don't die on your fucking knees, huh? Fresh. What you think? Oh shit.
Yeah. The question I want to answer your question, but here's what I'm thinking. If I have a friend who's not taking care of his kids, what can I really realistically do to make him take care of his kids? The most I can do is just talk to him and say, "Hey man, you're doing something that's wrong," but there's nothing I can physically do to him to make him take care of his kids.
Okay. I guess my question to you is, if he ain't taking care of your kids, is he still your friend?
No, then that's what I'm saying. He wouldn't be my friend and I would stop being around him, but that still wouldn't solve the problem of him not taking care of his kids.
Okay, so you're saying that you can't do shit about it?
I'm saying, what could any man do about that?
No, I'm saying, but is that your answer though? You can't do nothing about it?
Yeah, that's my answer. I don't think we can realistically, unless we're going to round these guys up and, violence or force them to do it. There's nothing realistically anybody can do to really get these guys to take care of their kids. Even if I stop being friends with them, that doesn't solve the problem. They're still not going to take care of their kids.
Okay. Mr. Fantastic?
Mama's baby, papa's maybe, right? Again, that man, all I can do, man, is I guess lead by example. I'm with Fresh. You can't make no grown man do nothing, man, that he not gonna do. Now, like I said, I don't hang with or deal with men that don't take care of their responsibilities. But again, I still say that 9 times out, most fathers don't just stop being fathers. More fathers fight to be fathers and remain fathers than those that just walk away. And I don't know how and why y'all keep shitting on quote unquote weekend dads or summer dads or whatever, when again the court system has been biased for years on years, and these women do not want to give these kids up. These women hold these kids hostages. These kids use these women for a check. Shout out to Drea. We talking about a chick now that's 40 years old is getting pregnant for a retirement fund baby.
Wait. So I know, Miss Feather, what are you telling the men?
I'm telling the men, bro, hey, if you don't make babies you don't plan on taking care of at the most part. But hey, at the most, if that don't happen, bro, I mean, it's nothing you can really do about it. It's a grown ass man, dog.
Okay, so you
I hurry up and get my point out before, because that body stuff making this shit lame, man. To be honest with you, we having a good conversation, and that shit became. You can't have a good conversation.
Now you hating. Now you hating on the money. I'll stop.
It's just yeah. I
mean, is it about the conversation or is it just about the money though?
Good question.
Well, what do you?
If you're gonna have a fake conversation,
here's the thing. All right, so here's the thing. Then you understand that there's a system here. So then to address the system in the middle of the show makes sense to who, right? It would be in poor taste, right? So let's not do that. If y'all want to talk about it like somewhere else or like after the show, we can do that. But in the middle of the show to say that's lame and now we saying is the conversation real, that would be slightly disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, no, I
No,
mean,
I know, because I know you already have an issue with it overall, but just it's 700 people here. 'Cause I know you said that before, regardless of this show. So I'm not trying to paint you in that light, but just in terms of the professionalism, that's all. So was it's all good. So was Mr. Fantastic done, and then JP, you could jump in.
Yeah, basically, just real quick again, man. Your analogy, football analogy. There's a lot of GMs picking multiple bad coaches, Hamp. Okay, there's a lot of GMs out here. That's the mother, that's the woman that chooses the motherfucking hire the head coach, and they're hiring all the bad ones and multiple ones at the same time. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I would say, when men have, because your question, Hamp, about should we take the onus of the man? I believe that men is zero responsible for the way this black community have turned out, especially if he's not there. Okay. I believe the black woman decided to choose the white man as the government to be her leader. And since the government became her leader, since she can't blame the government because the government don't give a fuck, now she want to shit on the man. No, you sided with the government and you literally fought against the man, and you want to take the lead. Y'all, this is the government and the black woman community that they built together. So they are 100% responsible. Since the government don't want to help you, your white daddy don't want to come in and help you correct that problem. Now you just want to dump on the black man that you and the government teamed up against each other to fight against. A lot of times when men get in those in those situations, you already get the attorney's already on your side. It's men spending hundreds of thousands of fighting for their kids. If you so-called gave a damn about the black father being in the kids, why he in the court in the first fucking place? Who putting him there? Your ass. You putting that nigga there. The government not necessarily doing that. It's you. You are the problem. Then when you go in these communities, everybody's shooting up each other because you can't control no grown ass kid. Now you want to wait till the kid turn 13, 14. He been whooping on your ass. Now you want to sit up here, go with your daddy, blame it on your daddy, blame it on your daddy. No, take responsibility. That's your fault. Blame the government. That's your leader. You chose the government to be your leader. You divorce yourself. INDEP independent shit. I don't need no nigga. So if you on one person saying you don't need no nigga, but when stuff like this happen, all of a sudden it's the nigga's fault.
Where's the timer?
It makes sense. My bad for getting loud. It just crazy. Hey, Miss J, you a cutie too. And no disrespect what I said earlier here.
No, it's all good. I know you had that. Oh, you said that millions of times. You know what I'm saying? So I know it wasn't pointed strictly here. You know what I mean? But I just had to,
because this is a hot conversation.
Yeah. So, real quick, did anybody have a response to JP? Fantasy?
Me? Ladies first.
Hey, Prince. There's not a woman alive.
Dark Lake, what's popping?
Government over.
What's good, bro? Thank you so much for having me.
Go ahead, Fantasy. Go ahead. My bad.
I'm sorry, Fantasy. I was just saying. Sorry. Go
ahead, Fantasy.
There's not a woman alive that would choose the government over a good man that wants to take care of his kids and be a good spouse to her. There's not. The situation is just how you explain those children. Those children grow up to be men, and those men don't have respect for women. Like you just explained, those children been beating their mom over the head for all this time, and now they grow up into men. Those are the men that are out there causing the problems. So
they have to be shown respect for that.
Hold on, let her finish.
You're trying to tell us that is our fault, and we need to take accountability. Where in reality, this damaged child needs to take accountability and be a better man than he was in his childhood when he was beating up on everyone, and then he could be a better father. Then these children wouldn't be experiencing the things that they're experiencing.
You can't grow shit and expect rosy results, though. His foundation is you remove the dad and you expect him for something to be great. In order for that man to learn how to respect women, he had to be raised by a man. When you believe that y'all can raise a boy to a man, and you really believe this is the examples, and it's showing that you cannot raise a boy to a man. You can't give him that stuff. So it takes for a man. So when you say a good woman,
real quick, That's actually a good back and forth point that you hit. I got you, Joe. So I definitely got to get Drog and Dark Lake in. But that point, Fantasy, what do you think about that point that he just made, where women think they can raise boys, which cause even more divisiveness? Do you think that's true? Do you think women know they can't raise boys? And if so,
I
why wouldn't
believe
they make
women
sure the
know
father?
that they cannot raise boys by themselves, and that's why they expect the fathers to be present. And these men, even when they get their weekend warrior time, they have every excuse in the world for why they can't be there to be that parent that child needs. So I understand what you guys are saying. I'm just saying we are purposefully ignoring the fact that these men are not there for their children. They're not raising them to be good men. They're not helping them. They're turning them to shit by not taking care of them.
Okay, let's do
What
this.
do you
My brother
consider
is not
help?
one of those. He's a wonderful black man. He has one child and one child on the way. He's married. He's happy. He's a good black man. However, that does not change this topic that we're talking about. So I don't hate all black men. I'm just explaining
What-
to you why the absent fathers are the problem in the single mother community.
Let's do this because the priest wanted to reply. So, and then sometimes the ladies kind of sit back. So let me just go ahead, your priest.
I wanted to give the example that you gave when it comes to football. I don't know football, so that's a disclaimer. But
Okay.
wouldn't it be from the man perspective that the coach, the players see that the coach's results, he's not a good coach. Yet the coach didn't tell you to show up on practice on Saturday, yet you still show up. Wouldn't, because you said that if the head coach is not there, then that falls on the coach. So wouldn't that be as like relationship wise? Why can't the single mothers give the children to their father, that they belong to him anyway? They have his last name. They have his last name, not yours.
That's a great question.
And whether that man is deemed to you he's not a good man or he's in the streets, those children have his DNA. Let him be in the streets with him. He a thug. He's thugging. The children gonna be thugs with him. Those are his children. Let him deal with that. So I think that is a huge problem too. So I don't know if you guys understood my analogy when it comes to the coach is not
terrible, but we understand what you're saying.
He's not winning Super Bowls, but yet you're not gonna switch. You're gonna still come show up to practice on Saturday. He's not telling you to show up.
Yeah. So he been a bad coach for 40 years, and they still letting this motherfucker coach.
You're not gonna switch
when that coach should know he's a bad coach and give up that damn position. Okay. Fantasy reply, and then you can address it quick, and then I want to get Drog and Dark Lake because they knew, and then go right over to Joseph. Go ahead.
Okay, so we keep saying, why don't we give the children to their fathers? But in 91% of custody cases, the parents mutually decide to give custody to the mother. So that means these men are not fighting these women for these children to have primary custody of these children. 91% of the couples agree that the child should be with the mother. That is the father saying that he cannot take the responsibility of being the head of household for him and those children. That's what that stat is saying to me. What is it saying to you?
Absolutely not.
What is that stat saying to you?
Hold on, hold on, JP. Hold on just a second. Let the Drog. Is it possible for you to respond to what she said, or did you want to make an entirely different point?
I just want to ask a question. I didn't know if I got Fantasy Island Claire. Did she say that she have a kid with a black? Is that with a black husband or something like? Or you have a kid?
I have 2 kids by my ex-husband.
And you said that he's a good man, right?
No. I did not say that, or I would be his wife still.
What about a good father?
We were married before we had kids. If he were a good man, why would I not be with him? Why am I with a new man?
Why are you being aggressive? Come on, we're just asking a question. Come on, calm down, relax.
But then why say that you said? I didn't say.
I asked a question.
Ask a question. Don't tell me what I said. I know I didn't say that.
Why are you being so aggressive?
I'm not being aggressive. I'm explaining to you. I know I didn't say that. So don't put words in my mouth.
What was the first thing I said? I said, I thought I heard you said. All you have to say is, I did not say that. But then you have to be aggressive. You can't express
to me how I answer your questions. You're questioning me. I'm responding to you. I believe I'm responding to you in an appropriate manner. I'm not cursing you out. I'm just explaining. No, he's not a good man. No.
Him being a bad man makes you a great woman, though.
Can I
No, it
say
has
something
nothing to
really
do
quick,
with me.
Hamp?
That's the point.
Please.
So real quick, who was saying something? Who said that?
I did. I wanted to say something.
Let me just clarify this real quick. So Fantasy had a $30 credit. The Red Pill Ranger kicked her off. So she'll be off for 20 minutes unless somebody pays the dub to bring her back. And I need to bring some energy back into this room real quick.
Weather outside is humid. She turned up her location. She must think I'm stupid. She wanna run the street, so let her ho, let her ho, let her ho. She doesn't show signs of stopping, so who am I to be cock blocking? I really hate to see you go. Let her ho, let her ho, let her ho.
Red Pill Ranger with the 50 ball says, get this bed wench gone. I can't stomach her speaking on black men. She already opted out, so go fix Chad. Her choice is hers, but she's not part of the conversation. Go ahead,
Yeah. Hamp.
Was it
my
Oh,
father?
you're talking to her. Go ahead.
My father told me what I'm about to say. He told me this. I'm not for sure if this actually, of course. I mean, you guys, the men, you let me know if this is true. It may not be like something that men.
Go ahead. You good? Just talk.
But my dad said that if the man likes the woman, it's easier for him to, I don't want to say take care of his children, but he can stomach it. He can stomach, like, because if he doesn't like her, he's love her or in love with her or whatever at one point, it makes it easier for him to at least look at her or at least try to co-parent with her. But if he doesn't like her, she's, it was maybe a one-night stand or whatever the case may be, it makes it kind of hard for him to take care of the offspring that he made with the woman.
So okay, my answers to be real quick. In Dark Lake, you could jump right in, bro. Or no, well, Drog has something Dark Lake, and then you can jump right in. So my man Fuego Boss told me, Japriest, that he was pro-life until his ugly bitch got pregnant. Then he became pro-abortion. You think he wilding?
No, because I mean, of course, this pertains to a particular type of guy, but if we're thinking about it, the Pookies or whatever, the 80% of the children are being born out of wedlock. The women that you see that are having the children by these guys
aren't the best.
Aren't the best. And they, the way that the men speak about them, like, oh, she did it. He don't like her, so he don't want to have nothing to do with her. He don't want to take care of those children. He really don't like them because he didn't intend to have children with her.
I just wonder, she was so undesirable, but he raw dogged the joint, right? Do you think that's contradictory?
Because having sex to a man having sex is like peeing, right? It's not as deep as it is for us women. So it was a yawn.
Yeah, that's a fact. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Go ahead, Drog, and then Dark Lake.
Yeah, I thought you guys all you guys hear that she was saying, yes, I do have a black a kid by a black man, and yes, he's a good man. Didn't Fantasy Girl say that, and then she tried to change her statement?
No, she said I think she was talking about her brother or something, because she said there was one kid on the way. Because she said they had one kid and then one kid on the way. So she was talking about somebody else, because she has two kids with her husband. So by nature of that would eliminate him from being that person.
But she did say he was a great father, though. She did say her ex-husband the black man was a great father.
I think she was talking about a family member, her brother.
Yeah, I think she was talking about her brother. Yeah.
But I've heard her say before on other shows that her ex-husband is a great father. I've heard her say that before.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard that too. And then it's like she's trying to change her statement because the point that she made earlier. That's why she's trying to double down on the point that she made, that if it was a great man, there's no woman that would leave a man that is a great dad. That's why she's trying to change her statement.
Hey, Drop, can I ask you a question right quick?
No. Let's get Dark Lake in. My bad. Yeah. I just want to make we'll roll back around. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and we out.